Yes.
If you
Although,
look,
having said that, you need the talent and you need the ability
oh yeah,
and you need the
yeah.
fitness.
You won't be a champion sitting just
But it
thinking
adds an extra
positive
dimension.
thinking.
You need to be psychologically,
It's a
physically
jigsaw
strong.
puzzle, yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with a football scout from England this morning, and he was over here looking for kids for a couple of clubs, and I was saying to him about, and he agreed. He says some of the potential is fantastic in the kids in Northern Ireland and in England and the States. The skill's brilliant. They're world champions in training. See, when it comes to competition, they fall apart. So they've spent hours, days, weeks, months, years training and perfecting their musculoskeletal system, their whole physiology for the sport.
Right.
Comes to competition, they might as well sit in the house, and that's where I come in. I can change that around.
Yes.
Because it's self-sabotage, and it's sad, and we all know people like that.
Yeah.
And we've done it ourselves. Like, I had opportunities in the past years ago, you know, to do stuff even like this here. I remember Brian Kennedy, the singer, wanted me to go on the Jerry Kelly show, and I shrunk and thought I wasn't, you know, who am I to go on that there.
Right.
I hadn't as much knowledge as I had now, but it might have, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe in myself as much then.
Yes.
And I've conditioned myself to do this. Like, I give a talk for 40 business owners, women in business, and I spoke for 2 hours. I never bring notes. I can speak for 16 hours on my subject.
Wow.
Because I believe you have to know them, and if you believe in them, people will pick that up on an unconscious level, especially children.
But you've had great success with the Irish dancing. Shanine and Gavin Doherty speak very, very, very highly of you. In actual fact, there was a 2-page story in the Sunday Life a few weeks ago about you. I just want to read this out, what Gavin and Shanine said. Since Sean started working with a school, we have won 6 world titles, 5 Irish titles, and more than 10 North American titles. The difference he has made to the confidence of the children has been unbelievable. High praise indeed.
Well, again, it's the kids have the tools. The teachers put the hours and the effort. In the dancing world, it's like the boxing world. The coaches, it's their life. They live for it. When they're not doing it, they're thinking about it. And it can be heartbreaking too. As you know yourself, you bring a child up to a certain age, they're doing great, and then they're taken away out of the sport, you know, through other influences.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. So I just go in, I've done my workshop with them. I just show the kids what will hold you back. Well, it starts with a belief, you know, who believes they can do this, who believes they can't, you know, how far do you think you're going to get, and then I build on it from there. And my program is, well, first of all, who's making the journey? Okay, if you want a goal in sport, who are you? A lot of people don't know who they are, and that's dangerous, because if you don't know who you are, you will doubt yourself when it comes to some sort of challenge in life. Right. So it's knowing the vehicle that's going to make that journey. Then you go on to, okay, what specifically do you want? Yeah, because you need to have a goal, you need to have a destination. Right. The third part would be, why bother your behind to put the effort in to reach this goal?
Yes. Where's
human motivation come from? How can you switch it on when you need it? Are you confident you can do it? Where does human confidence come from? Yeah. What have you done in the past? What are your strategies for success? Can we borrow some strategies from successful people out there?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what you want, where you're going, why you want it. Then all the roadblocks come up, and they are things that human beings do all the time to stop themselves. So I get them out, and then we'll show them how to break them down. These are things you want to start eliminating out of your life.
Right.
Yeah? And then when you reach it, you know, where you going next, because you have to keep growing. You have to keep setting goals. If you look back to when we were children, we grow by goals that are set out by our parents, by teachers. You're constantly growing, and you're learning new things, you know, physically and mentally, and you're growing and growing and growing. A lot of adults think, okay, that's it. They don't set any goals in life. They've nothing to look forward to. They're not achieving. So I'll always ask people this: if something's not growing, what's it doing? It has to be dying.
Yes.
There's no in between. Anything in the universe that's not growing, it's dying. So you have to ask yourself every day, what am I doing? Am I growing? Am I still learning new things? Am I looking to achieve new goals?
Yes.
Because you have to keep growing. And if you look at many people retire from work, don't take up a hobby or a new wee job, most of them die very shortly afterwards.
That's true. the head of the Bank of Ireland, Bernard Rooney, he has you in giving motivational talks to his staff. And
yeah.
Eleanor Gill of the General Consumer Council, she also has you doing work for her. So you're a very busy man.
Well, again, these would just be people I've met through the Consumer Council. It was a workshop that I'd run for women in West Belfast, and one of the managers was there. I can go in and I can any level in any company, yeah, because everybody's the same when you get down to the nitty gritty. People think they're so different and they pigeonhole each other.
Right.
You know, certain people will think they're at the bottom of the chain. Other people, due to wealth or their job or their environment or the way they speak, will put themselves. Everybody's equal. That's why I can go in one day and work with a mentally disabled group, and I'll do the exact same program with a bank, because it's an ABC of the brain and how we work.
Yes.
People, and again, if I'm doing a talk, I done a talk last year for the audit office, 300 auditors from Westminster and all over, and the guy that got me in to do it panicked because I had no tie on.
Right.
And he said, but everybody in there is wearing a tie. I says, but I'm not everybody, I'm me.
Yes.
This is my program.
Unique.
I wear a suit, I
unique.
wear a shirt, but I don't try and be like anybody else. I'm no better than anybody out there, I'm no worse than anybody out there. And that's why I can go into so many levels and work with so many different people and get results. Because it's not about me looking good or being smart, it's about them going away and getting results.
Right.
That's tools for life. I'm giving it to them. I don't
Yes.
own the program.
Yes.
I have developed it to help people and to give it to them.
Tell us a wee story you told me earlier about the horse. That was very
Oh,
funny.
that's,
Go ahead. Tell our viewers.
That's the kinesiology we were talking
Yes.
about. Again, I always look outside the box, and I will never know it all. This program has to keep growing. I'm going to look at other stuff. I always look outside the box, and I trained in applied kinesiology, which I found it introduced me to the mind-body connection. How every cell in your body knows what you're thinking. So I was with a show jumper. She performed in the Odyssey, that last show, horse show in the Odyssey, and I was telling her about kinesiology. And in kinesiology, you're trained to surrogate test. If you have a child it has an allergy or whatever, you can test through the mother, okay, because there's a connection with everybody. And I tested this girl's horse to show her, you know, how it worked.
Yes.
And I picked up it had a bad hip, and it came up emotional, because
Right.
if you have an imbalance in the body and your health, it's either electrical, to do with the nervous system, the brain, it's emotional, to do with the limbic center in the brain, it's nutritional, you're lacking certain vitamins or minerals, or it's structural, the vertebra, the spine is out of alignment. So with the horse it came up emotional, and it was grieving, and I said to her, I started laughing, says, your horse is grieving. And she started laughing and says, what do you mean? And I says, I don't know what the horse of it, that's what's coming up with the testing. And she says, well, funny enough, that hasn't always been my horse. I only have the horse about 3 months. Somebody used to ride it, they reared the horse. And I says, well, maybe it's missing its old owner. And she says, well, what do you do about it? And I started laughing and says, well, people talk to their plants, why can't you talk to your horse, or maybe go in at night and read a book? Because I have a friend, he reads a book at night to his dogs, he breeds dogs. So what a laugh about it anyway. And I met her at a business meeting about 2 months later, and she pulled me to the side and she was giggling, and she says, the horse is jumping brilliant. Amazing. She says, and me and him's getting on great. So you know, every therapy has its strong points.
Yes.
You know, some people think theirs is the be all and end all. Nothing's perfect in life. We're not perfect, you know. There's no program perfect, but you can just do your best with it, and hopefully the people take it away and start using it.
Sean, it's been a real joy, a real pleasure to speak to you today, and it's also been very, very, very interesting. Thanks very much for coming and speaking to BLTV. God bless you.
Okay.